Good Sunday morning, everybody. It is October 31st, Halloween, All Hallows Eve, as it used to be called in Old English. I'm going to be honest with you. This morning I had some idea of what I wanted to talk about, but then I just blanked out. I think part of the reason why I blanked out is just there's so much going on. There's so much going through my head. So many things I want to do, I would like to do, or needs to be done that's flooding my mind, and I'm not focusing very well. Same thing happened yesterday, but yesterday was kind of like one of those first day of the weekend, slept in a little bit, didn't know what I wanted to do, just knew what I had to do. So today I'm trying to focus on what needs to be done and hoping Jerry doesn't have a ton of things that she wants me to do. That's one of our biggest problems right now is I'm trying to do what I know needs to be done, or some of the things that I want to do that I need done. And we get into a situation of I'm feeling overwhelmed because I can't get everything done. And then what happens is, because I can't get it done, I become down or upset at myself for not being able to do it all. And I have to keep on reminding myself, I'm not Superman. I can't do it all. And I had to literally sit down and talk to Jerry. And unfortunately, by the time that happened, I was already snippy and ready to just explode. And I was trying to control the situation where I wouldn't just explode. But as I said to Jerry, in the middle of the conversation, and I kind of regretted it, but it needed to be said. And I just said, do you ever shut up? 2, do you not understand that I have my own list of things that I know need to be done? I don't need extra stuff added onto it just because. I'm trying not to be mean or cruel or anything like that towards her, but just there are times where it's like, I can't. I have to literally put my foot down really roughly, really harshly, because it seems that if I just try to do it nice and smoothly, it goes right over her head or in one ear, out the other ear, or whatever the deal is. And I don't like doing that. But the thing is, there are just times where it's like, enough is enough. I can't be, everywhere at once. I can't be a doormat. It's like, hey, look, I understand you want to play the cancel card, but there are just certain areas that you can't play that card because there are other people that you're trying to use that card on that have their own stuff to do. I don't know when the last time was that I could come in here and clean up, or sit down and contemplate things, or read things, or write things down. And it gets really frazzling. I mean, it's like Monday through Friday, okay, I'm out of the house most of the day. So I can understand when I'm out of the house, when I come home, she might need some emotional support or some help on doing something, or care, or whatever. But when I've got 48 hours to do laundry, meals, meal prep, blogging, house maintenance and whatnot, sometimes things get lost in the translation or the Jerry Ann aspect of things. And part of my thing is I'm trying to incorporate Jerry Ann in everything I do. But when she wants to stop me from doing it my way and start dictating how she wants it done. And I don't know how many times in the past that I said, I can't do it your way all the time, because you'll tell me what needs to be done, and instantaneously my brain goes, okay, yeah, sure, no problem. I know. I see how I can get it done from A to Z in no time flat without a lot of extra side projects or anything like that. Now, she wants me to do what she wants me to do. And instead of just going in a straight line and getting it done, she wants to zigzag to other projects. And I'm like, no. You gave me something you wanted to be done. I know how I can see it in my head how to get it done without all these extra projects. And that was yesterday. That was me like, look, okay. First off, I know I need to run out and pick up, do a pickup at Kohl's for some winter socks for me because my winter socks have either disappeared or, one pair of winter socks I pulled out, it looked like they either shrank or stretched beyond my feet, you know. So I had ordered myself a 3-pack of winter socks for around the house because when I'm at work, I don't need winter clothes because it's a little warm unless you step outside of the building. Then you get the cold breeze of the day or the rain or whatever. But that was yesterday. That was like I spent, well, if I wasn't washing clothes or doing any kind of cleanup projects, I was I had to run to Walmart for groceries. I stopped at one of our other grocery stores to get a few things that weren't at Walmart because some of the Walmart shelves were a little what the heck, you know, just looked like, you know, everybody bought facial tissues and bath tissues, and I was looking for napkins, and it was like I went down to one aisle that I thought the napkins were in, but it was the toiletry and paper towel, or toilet paper and paper towel aisle. And I went, oh, okay, all the shelves were bare. Literally, like, they sold out of all that stuff. But then there was, I forgot what other aisle I went into that. I went into that aisle just to get around people, to get to what I needed. And it was pretty bare too. And I'm like, okay, paper towels, toilet paper, paper plates, practically all gone. I was surprised to see any napkins because I was like, I just need one package of napkins. 200 count package of napkins. That way it will last a couple months in my house. But, you know, I was doing a lot of running around. The one thing I did that cheered up Jerry was I bought a bouquet of flowers with neon green and orange, almost like Halloween colors, and that cheered her up. But I don't know how, it's one of those things where it's like, I can understand every so often having to be reminded of things, but certain things like common sense and common courtesy, which seems to elude Jerry Ann when she wants something done her way, or she wants particular things done. So it's kind of like, okay, I can understand you want these things done, but I have a list of my own that I need to get done. Now, if it was something that she couldn't do, even with her scooter or anything like that, her rollator, whatever you want to call the dang thing, you know, I can understand. But it's like, when she wants to get up and walk, which the doctor told her not to, the doctor had literally specifically told her no pressure on her leg, absolutely none. Like, get out of bed, get into your rollator, either have somebody push you to the other room, or use your good leg to push yourself as far as you can. But yeah, okay, that's what the doctor told her. Does she follow those instructions all the time? No. I will be sitting out in the living room doing something on the computer, whether it's research or just updates or whatever. And I'll hear her coming out of the room, and I'm like, Jerry, do you need any help? She's like, no, I'm just going to the restroom. Okay, not a big deal. But the thing is, she's not pushing herself. She's using her rollator like a walker. That's against what the doctor said. And I know Julie, when Julie gets all this information and gets back to town, when she's supposed to on Tuesday, Julie's going to be on her butt for that, doing stuff like that. Now, I know I'm going to repeat myself on certain things from other videos, but she has got a surgical appointment on the 10th and 11th to have something to do with the two different tumors on her femur. I think they're going to try to do something to strengthen the femur by wrapping something around the tumor. I don't know if that's going to immobilize her leg from bending at the knee or what, but I know for my own experience with surgical events when I was younger, that for me as a younger kid with hyperactivity, it took 2 days. It was only 2 days, but within 2 days, the pain and whatnot ended, and it wasn't fun to chew for a while because I had what did the doctor say? My adult teeth were trying to push out, and my baby teeth weren't coming out on their own like they normally do. So they had to surgically remove some of the molars. And I was like, was I in Germany when that happened? Or was we were back in the States when that happened? No, it was in Germany. I remember that. Because of the hospital ward, it was, a bunch of us preteens who had to have some sort of surgery or whatnot. And the place where we went for the surgery was Stuttgart. I do believe it was Stuttgart. Because my father couldn't really stay because of his duties, but my mom was up there staying with family members that were in Stuttgart at the time. So, but that was like 4 days in the hospital for surgery and recovery and just monitoring, so there was no like possible side effects or anything like that. But that's the military for you. Hurry up and wait, and extra precautions here and there. Yet they still couldn't figure out why I was so hyper or had so many problems with attention, keeping my attention span. But I did not prepare a group of Bible verses or anything like that today, so I'm not doing that. In fact, as soon as I'm done with this video, depending on what time it is, depends on what I do. I gotta finish up laundry. When the sun comes up and it gets warmer, I want to try, but don't think it's going to succeed. Put up some of the outdoor decorations just to let everybody know that we're going to be passing out candy, even though until it gets cold, I will probably be sitting out there. Jerry wants to go out and sit out there to see the kids, see the different costumes and whatnot. I'm going out there to basically sit with her and pass out candy, but I personally think that if it's too cold, she should not be out there, because I don't want her to run the risk of catching even a sniffle or the common cold. I am pretty sure that most of the, well, no, I don't know. Some might be wearing masks, some might not. I had thought about doing, I never have done this before, but there was an advertisement for the local, what's it called, trunk or treat. And what we do, what, I don't know if you know what trunk or treat is, but it's at the local Lions Club. You know, it is what it sounds like. You basically go to the Lions Club, park your car, decorate it a little bit, and just pass out candy from the back end of your minivan, or maybe you have a small car and all the candy's in the car, in the trunk, whatever. But I keep on saying I want to do it, but I never do, because a lot of times I don't have the time to prep or anything like that. But hey, it's all good. Of course, whatever candy or whatnot is left, I am probably going to take to work on Monday and just hand it out to the people. But the fun thing is, after, I don't know when we started. I think we started mid-November, because Mom wants to ship whatever she has to ship out before Christmas. But right around mid-November, so it is what we call the cookie baking season, where we make all kinds of good cookies. And we've been decreasing the amount that we make, because there's like way too much left over. And of course, I'm going to basically say, hey, whatever's left over, I'll just take it to work, because that's what I've been doing for the last 4 years. So that's what I'm going to end up doing. I'm sorry, folks. I am a combination of irritated and tired. My irritation is not because of what's going on around here. It's just general irritation. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Things here at the house. Things that's just going on. But sorry. I hate it when it does that. The other thing is, today's Halloween. Yeah, I'm not excited about it, because I don't feel in the spirit. I used to love Halloween. I used to love getting dressed up for Halloween. I used to love going out for Halloween. I used to love decorating for Halloween. I used to love decorating for Halloween and Christmas, but I think what's burnt me out is how elaborate it's gotten. For me, it's gotten over the hill. I actually overheard Jerry talking to one of her sisters about, oh, fudge. Oh, about how she likes things around her, and to her, what she has around her is not clutter, it's not over the top and whatnot. While she mentioned my name specifically, how I prefer, but she mentioned my name, and she said I'm somewhere in between her and Mom, and Mom is a true minimalist with very little to nothing on the walls. And I was thinking to myself, no, actually, growing up as a minimalist in the military, because we moved around so much, I feel that even in here, that, of course, right now, this room is irritating me. It's supposed to be my sanctuary, and I come in here and I see my own clutter, because I'm not taking the time, nor I'm not pushing myself to clean, because every time I start getting into a project of my own, I get called away from it, and I just get frustrated. But I'm about 90% sure that if I was either single or had more of a an attitude of this is my house, you're my wife, I'm the one who controls what is and what is not in the house. I think the reason why that is because while living in her father's house, I had no say. Well, I shouldn't say I had no say, but I didn't voice my opinion as much as I do now. But it seems like my opinion doesn't matter as long as she's happy. It's going to be the way it is. Yet I'm going to be unhappy and somewhat miserable in the amount of stuff we have. And it really starts to bother me from time to time. And it seems like the worse my mood is, the more it bothers me. And my mood lately has been really not good. Because I read 2 different books on how to make your house a happy, comfortable, uncluttered home. And I haven't been... The only thing I've been able to implement is I finally gotten her to realize, and of course Julie had to be the one to finally really say something to her, because it seems like no matter what I say, it goes in one ear and not the other ear, and I'm just like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm just going to do what I want to do, and if you don't like it, well, tough, because you haven't been listening in the first place. So why should I be the one listening and doing very little talking, or what little talking I do just doesn't really matter. Or if it does matter, it sure doesn't seem like it. It sure doesn't seem like it. So I'm tired of it. I really am. And, well, let's just put it this way. The next couple weeks, I've got until, I think we've got 2 to 3 weeks before I have my Thanksgiving break, or week, whatever you want to call it. I want to sit down when Julie gets back, the first weekend after she gets back. I want to sit down exclusively with Julie and say, look, Julie, I can't continue to live with all this stuff. We either got to, get on the ball and get Jerry to understand this, that her lifestyle is unhealthy in so many different ways. And I'll even tell Julie, you want to distract her while I just start picking shit up and throwing it out? That's fine, Danny. I don't care no more. I don't know how much of my stuff and how many times I've thrown away more of my stuff that I know I don't need or use anymore over how much Jerry's gotten rid of. I looked underneath my desk and I was like, I don't know what half the stuff is anymore. I want to go through it again and decide what to do with it. Because the ElfQuest figurines can go... I can either try to sell it to the comic book store, and I know one particular comic book store I'd really like to have them have it, or I can try to sell it on eBay or Marketplace or something along that lines, because I'm looking around my room and I'm like, when am I ever going to have it to my desires? And Jerry's like, well, once we get the craft room done, we can get rid of most of it. Why does the craft room have to be done to get rid of most of it? So you're gonna have us have the craft room done and then clutter up your craft room just to have a bunch of extra stuff that we don't really need, or you don't really do anything with? I don't get it. And I know this video sounds like I'm tearing my wife apart, but no, I'm not tearing my wife apart. What I'm doing is just getting out a lot of the anxieties and a lot of the issues that I'm having that Jerry just doesn't seem to care about or listen to or whatever. Because I mean, I know there's a lot of you who watch her channel and my channel, and then you want to go run off to her channel and tell her all the little things I say. That's fine. But see, one of the things that I'm tired of, it's like, it's great that people want to support her. It's great that people want to support both of us. But this whole running back and forth between our channels and whatnot is just, it gives me a headache. I know a lot of people, you don't like the factor that I've gone to, you know, the different forums or different gossip channels and whatnot, just to see what they're saying. It's not that I don't care what they're saying. It's kind of like, the telephone game, the old school telephone game. You know, one person starts a chain of events, and the next person repeats it, but leaves out some information, or doesn't have all the information, or has forgotten some of the information, and it keeps on going down the line to the point where it's just becoming asinine and a joke. But the thing is, and I'm going to tell this to you guys, because you know what? This is what's happening. This is what's been happening. I don't make comments on their channels, on any of those channels, because this factor is just, you know, they've already got their opinions of both of us, and there's no real point of me trying to straighten things out anymore. They're going to do or say or whatever they want to. That's everybody's given right. Problem is, I'm not a good writer. I don't do good note taking or anything like that. And I only have X amount of memory on my phone, so I can't keep a video log of all my woes or whatever. So you know, a lot of people are like, oh, you shouldn't be airing your dirty laundry on media or anything like that. Well, you know what? It's like this. Whether I decide to publish a video or not, that's up to me. But there are times where I just need to get it out of my system before it becomes a issue. And if I decide to do it on media, well, that's my choice. Just like it's your choice to make whatever comments you guys want to make. But the thing is, sometimes, like my father used to say, sometimes it's better to keep your comments and your opinions to yourself because of what the person is going through. This is one of those situations where I'm going through a lot of things that I'm not used to. Unfamiliar territory, don't know how to react. I just shut down. I just shut emotionally off. Literally, that emotion switch goes off because I'm numb. It's not gotten that bad because nobody's died yet. But I know from experience from my father passing away and other family members passing away that my emotion switch for a month was off. Now, when it came to my dad, my emotion switch was off. Well, it went from off to angry within a year's time. So it's one of those kind of situations where it's like I can't totally shut my emotions off because of the factor Jerry won't be able to handle that. But the problem is trying to keep in a neutral state or trying to keep my anger at bay or under control is becoming very difficult. Now, when we first got the final diagnosis of saying that it is cancer and this is what we're going to do, I was in a neutral point because the fact okay, this is, until I was a little anxious and whatnot, but I was emotionally shut off. until they said exactly what it was, and I just kind of went, oof, click, no emotions. And it took me a while before I could figure out what to do emotionally. But you know, it's hard for me to be emotionally here or just here in general for Jerry when I'm just kind of like, okay, I don't know what she needs. I don't know what to do, how to handle it, how to treat her because of it, the whole 9 yards. And so I tried to be here physically, but I was trying to do my own thing just to avoid the situation. And then, well, Julie had to go back to Nevada for pre-planned events. And so I had to do my best to try to help take care of Jerry. But it's gotten to the point where it's because Jerry knows how to manipulate and control me and roll over me and all the different things that she's been doing for the last 4 or 5 years or more. And I'm getting to the point where it's like, no. One, I'm not a servant. Two, I'm not a child. Three, I have my own emotions, my own ideas, my own needs, wants, whatever. I can't be a doormat. That's not even human in most human nature. Yes, I'm passive. Yes, I don't like conflict. So to avoid conflict, I just do whatever I need to do to appease her. But I'm getting to the point where it's like, no, I can't. Yeah, I might be emotionally stunted from my youth. I might have various other issues because of my upbringing and whatnot, but I know when I'm being mistreated. I know when things are not right, that it's not a 50-50 relationship. Well, she wants to say it is and whatnot, but no. Because if it was a 50-50 relationship, we would be discussing every little purchase outside of groceries. Do we? No. Not until the after fact. Not until after it's been purchased and it's on its way. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I ordered this, and this. You ordered without discussing things with me. You applied for a credit card in my name that I'm going to have to register and whatnot without discussing it with me. I'm tired of this. I've got a jar full of credit cards. In fact, we just had to shred about half a dozen credit cards because the companies noticed that there weren't enough purchases or there weren't purchases within a certain amount of time that they shut the card off. They literally shut off her Lane Bryant and not TJ Maxx, Lane Bryant, the Phillips 66 card. I forgot what other cards that were shut down because we weren't doing enough purchases or using it enough to warrant them to allow us to have even a $200 credit limit. No, hey, I was like, yay! I got rid of a couple cards that I didn't even use. It's like, yeah, okay, good, thank you. I haven't used them. Why do I have them? But then, of course, she turns around and tries to get some other kind of credit card or something like that. And I'm just like, too many credit cards. I mean, I was raised where 1 or 2 credit cards is all that you need. Because the more credit cards you have, the more bills you have. The more bills you have, the chances of your credit score tanking because you can't keep up with all the bills. And if your credit score tanks, it's going to be harder for getting a new vehicle or home or anything big like that. Now it's not that we haven't had problems keeping up with the cards, because for the most part, we keep up with the cards unless we do not write down their due date and all their information on our budget page, book, whatever you want to call it. So I'm like, okay, yeah. And the problem is I can't keep track of them because 9 times out of 10, I don't even know anything about them. And with Jerry Ann's mental state, because of, as she puts it, cancer fog, which, according to all our research, cancer fog is a possibility due to the chemotherapy and various other things that she's going to have to be dealing with. And I just kind of went, oh, great. So, of course, me being the semi-smart one, went out and bought a budget book and I have my current calendar, date book that I'm using, but I bought pre-advanced purchase of a new 2022 calendar, so I can start writing everything in it. Like, I might have to get a different one because it might not be big enough, but it's like, it has month and then week, and in the week it has just a blank box, and then next to it is I think I showed it to you guys in my shopping haul, which I have to put up still, but it's got, next to each day is so many different lines with boxes, so you can write down on the lines, pay this bill, or this bill is due, or whatever. And then you can check the boxes as you get it done, which I'm kind of like, that's what I need. I have not been able to figure it out because it's so complicated, and it doesn't have dates. You write in the dates, so it's kind of like, I gotta either figure that one out because it's got so many different sections. It's got a calendar section, address section, a budget section, and I'm just kind of like, and it was gifted to me. So I'm kind of like, don't want to get rid of it because the fact it was a gift, but at the same time, if I can't figure out how to use it, I might as well sell it, give it away, take it to Goodwill. I don't know. But I'm just kind of like, I have no idea. I'm just trying to do one day at a time, but with the way things are lately, it's just like, I can't live the way I used to. When Diane and I first met, I used to be able to live in what I called the now, the moment. I can't do that no more, because my moments are either so small they're not even worth having, or it's just, anytime I try to live in the moment, my brain goes, no, we can't do that because, that we've got this, okay. So I get frustrated because of it. I get bits and pieces of melancholy because I can't seem to take a moment to myself to just be. And problem is, I seem to be needing more and more of those moments because it's just frustration after frustration after frustration after frustration of dealing with, everything. Now, that sounds like I'm whining because of all the things going on and all the things I can't do anymore, or just can't get around to doing because of one thing or another. But I'm not looking to leave my job. Oh, no, heck no. The job in itself is the one thing that keeps me from going insane. That's why every time Friday rolls around, I'm like, oh, not really looking forward to the weekend. I used to be one of those people like, oh yeah, the weekend, yeah. Nowadays, I'm like, is it Monday yet? Oh, it's still Friday. Dang, man. One of my coworkers is the same way. But it's like the home life is so hectic and so frustrating or whatever that we don't look forward to the weekend because that means we have to deal with what's going on around the house. I have done, I have done some research on different services provided to people who have cancer or who have limitations or whatnot. And the three that I saw that I was kind of like, there is sometime in November, there's a seminar or group session or whatever you want to call it on dealing with the issues of cancer, every day. One of the things that I read I can't remember if it was for a small fee or what, but there are services for like maid service. They'll come in and help, they'll come in and help clean up the house and whatnot. And then the other one, which I was kind of like, ooh, I wonder if I really need to do that and take Jerry to that particular, it's another seminar. And it's basically for cancer patients who have issues or have problems with clutter and tidiness. And what I read on that one alone was just like, it's everything I've been saying for the last couple of years. An untidy or cluttered home is not good for your mental or physical health. Problem is, Jerry doesn't know the difference between clutter and tidiness. Because she's like, oh, well, everything's off the floor, it's on the dresser, it's on the counter, it's out of the way. I'm like, but it's a clutter on a counter, which is an eyesore, which causes stress. Stress is not good for anybody. But I can't get it through her head that all the extra stuff that she has, even though it's neatly decorated on a counter or shelf or whatnot, is too much. The eye cannot focus on one thing because there's so much things to be focused upon. That's a stressor to most people. But I guess when you grow up in that kind of environment, it's kind of hard for you to separate cleanliness from clutter. Because her idea is cleanliness is the garbage taken out, is the dishes done, has the floors been swept and mopped, vacuumed, dusted. No? Then it's not. Then it's a clutter. It's not clean. I can't dust some of the shelves or counters without literally moving 1,000 things to get around them, let alone dusting those various tchotchkes and things that are collecting the dust on the shelf. So, it's the same thing with Mom. I love Mom to pieces, but Mom's idea is cleaning is to move to a different place. She's not a very good cleaner. She'll do her dishes and whatnot. She'll sweep every so often, but she doesn't dust, she doesn't polish, she doesn't do a lot of heavy cleaning. She'd rather move. And I'm sitting there going, that's why I have allergies. That's why I have problems with breathing, because either A, nobody really cleans properly, or B, I can't clean the whole place by myself. And if I do start cleaning like I need to be, I'm gonna have to wear a face mask just so I don't breathe that stuff in. But anyhow, I'm getting to the point where it's like either A, shit's gotta change, or I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do. If I had camping gear, I'd say like, all right, it's summertime, it's nice outside. Yeah, I'm gonna probably die because it's so warm in the tent, but I'm not sleeping indoors, let alone doing anything but coming in to eat, clean, and maybe use the restroom. I'm not sleeping. I'm not living out in this. I could use one threat that Jerry's always upset about because of the factor of my family history is, and I used it once and she got all upset and started doing some cleaning. I said, the way the house is, if we can't declutter it and clean it, the stress level is going to kill, take me before I'm 50. Now it's 55. You know, I always put like a 5-year earmark because I don't know how long I'm going to live with all my problems. But I would really love to get one of her doctors in here to visit this house and have him go, Jerry, your husband's right. You need to get rid of all this clutter. You need to keep this house clean. And nobody's going to be able to keep this house clean if there's all this clutter. And literally go, I can either A, have somebody in here that's a professional to help you declutter and clean. I would love to have a doctor do that. Watch her either go, okay. And then have whomever come in here to do it get yelled at by her. No, I want to keep that. No, that's important to me. Blah, 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 blah. No, Miss Henson. If you have no use for it or no place to store it that's not an eyesore, of course, then, she'll hear that place to store it and she'll find a way to cram everything in the closets, which, nope. She goes trying to cram stuff in the closet. I'll be like, all right, fine. Let me purge some of my stuff so I can have all my clothes in my bureau. And you can do whatever you want with the closet. I will never open that door. I will never get in there for you. I will find places for my stuff that's out of the way. And it's not a clutter. Which means the bottom cabinets of my bureau, which is what I wanted to do with it in the first place, will have none of her extra medicines or anything like that. Stuff that I don't consider necessary. I'll go into the bathroom, clean out the bathroom counter, the shelves and whatnot of all the extra shampoos and towels and stuff like that to put her medicine in, because I'm tired of. I've said it 1,000 times. I know I have. I'm just tired of living this way. I'm tired of. I know, I should be practicing when I preach because of my stuff and whatnot in here, or on my desk at least. I just, every time I come in here to try to clean or straighten up or do anything, she's like, are you doing anything important? I'll be like, kinda. Well, can you stop for a moment and help me out? And I'll never be able to get back in here because her moment will not be a moment. Her moment will be a week. And I'm stretched out as I am. I'm stretched out to the thinnest wire possible with my nerves and my just... Jerry even said something to me yesterday and I just kind of went, God, please don't say that. I did not want to have to go to the doctor to say, hey, the anti-anxiety medicine you've been giving me, it doesn't work no more. We need to find some stronger medicine or whatnot. But I think what I'm going to end up doing today is sitting on the computer for the most part of the day, researching support groups or 24-hour whatever to help me deal a little bit better with my issues. Of course, I think Jerry needs to go see a psychiatrist or a psychologist of one form or another because of her own issues, and she'll either sit there and go, I don't got no problems, or like, okay, what do you want me to do? You're home all day, research this stuff, call somebody, do something. Well, you know how I am. I really don't do anything for myself. Yes, I know this, Captain Obvious, but when you're driving your own husband up a wall, instead of saying, oh, it's all his problem, he needs to go see a psychiatrist, maybe you need to look in the mirror and say, oh, I'm driving Jim up the wall. What should I do? Everything I try to do doesn't work. Yeah, because you're trying to do it your way and not seeking professional help. And I know I've we've both been called, Dr. Henson, because we still, we have some basic idea of our medical issues and whatnot. But sometimes even doctors need other doctors to help them out. But yeah, I'm gonna love it when I go into work Monday, because I'm like, "How's your weekend?" Oh, well, Saturday was for shite. Sunday morning was a little rocky, or I was not feeling myself. Who knows what the rest of the day is gonna be like? But anyhow, I've taken up 50 minutes again. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go, because otherwise I'm just gonna sit here and continue to ramble on about issues, problems, whatnot. I know most of you are like, talk as long as you want, get it out of your system. Well, the longer the video is, the longer it takes to get onto the net. But yeah, the ongoing saga will continue later. I have a feeling. But anyhow, you guys know what to do down here between the likes and the comments and the subscribing. Do as you please. We'll see you, or hopefully we'll see you around. So until next time, you guys have a good day. Enjoy. Bye.